up, y'all? We're back. Welcome back to the Sit with Sean podcast. Sorry for not uploading for a while. It's been a couple months. I promised to upload it a couple weeks after I made that first video. It's been since like January, so since I uploaded that first video. So yeah, we back now. We're back. We're officially back. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about, bro. Got a lot to talk about in this episode, bro. This is the second episode of the Sit with Sean podcast. We got a little bit some lighting today, so a little bit better lighting. Yeah. Let's just get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. So, I mean, today we're basically talking about reaction to the Game 7 NBA Finals. Also reacting to KD going to the Rockets. And then, then we're just going to have the Thunder really build a dynasty. Could the WNBA outgrow the NBA? And what the Steelers are going to look like with Aaron Rodgers. So that's basically the topics we're going to be talking about today. So let's get into like the hot topic right now, which is Game 7. Ooh, man. Game 7, it was crazy. A lot happened. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt, bro. I feel bad for Tyrese, man. He's one heck of a player, man. He's really made some good plays on the court, and he's had a really good playoffs. You see all the clutch shots he made, especially in that first round match against Milwaukee, that layup, and then against the Cavs, that big shot at the end of the fourth quarter in Game 2, I believe. And then obviously that big shot against the Knicks, that was like the most viral of all of them. And then obviously that shot he made Game 1. So Halliburton, I felt bad for him because he had such a really good playoffs. He's such a talented player. He works hard. Here's what I say. A lot of people obviously called him overrated. He's not overrated. He's a terrific player. He's an actual like point guard type player. Like a lot of people call him that because like he's like a pass first type player. Like, but he's setting up for his teammates. He's the one that gets the Pacers going, like gets everybody going, and that's how they were able to be so successful in the playoffs. And I think that was the most important thing for Indiana. That's why they got to the finals, because they play as a team. They don't just rely on one player. Like it's like everybody is involved. Like Halliburton, one game's Halliburton, Siakam, Nembhard, or who else they got? Mathurin, or TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell had such a good playoffs. Felt for him too. Miles Turner. You know, they got so many different pieces on that team that can just have such a good game and such a good impact for them. And that's how I feel for them. But congratulations to the OKC Thunder, man. Happy for them. Shai, he's a terrific NBA player, man. He's all around, winning Finals MVP, the scoring title, and regular season MVP all one season. That's really good for Shai. So happy for Shai. Really good season for him, man. As far as what's next for Indiana, I don't know, because Tyrese is expected to miss all of next season. So I still think they'll be in contention, but I mean, I don't know. The East is not. The East is still wide open. I don't think it's gonna be. It'd be different for the Western Conference, but it's still the East. So I think the Pacers, you know, they could still be in contention. I mean, the Celtics probably not gonna have Tatum next year, and the Bucks probably not gonna have Lillard. So I don't know. Bucks and Celtics might have a bit of a fall off next year. I mean, I think the Celtics will still be good. Still got Jaylen Brown. They still got really good depth on that team, so I think Celtics will still be up there. I don't think it'll be as good without Tatum, but I still think it'll be in contention. I think it's just the East will run through the Knicks and Cavs next year, really. And I think Orlando, they can make a big jump as well. Excited for Apollo. If they can stay healthy, they also traded for Desmond Bane, so that's a huge addition. So I think the Magic can really make a big jump next year. Apollo, Wagner, they got so many pieces on that team. Suggs. Now they got Desmond Bane, so the Magic are going to be really good next year. Pistons as well. Pistons were a 5 seed. A lot of people forgot about Detroit. Sorry, not 5, 6 seed. My fault. Pistons will also be good next year too. Watch out for them. Cade Cunningham, he might have an MVP level season next year. So yeah, there's a lot of teams that come up out the East. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. But yeah, congrats to Shai and the Thunder. Yeah, man, I wanted OKC, but I felt for Halliburton, man, because like he really worked hard in this playoffs, and he really proved that he's a really good player, and a lot of people live with him as a superstar. I still don't think Halliburton is like a superstar type player. I think he's a star for sure. He has superstar potential for sure, but I didn't think the numbers were consistent enough. Now it looked like the way he was starting that game, he was about to go off. Like he had three straight threes in that first quarter until he got hurt. So he had 9 points. So he looked like he was going off. Like to start game 7. I was like, the way he was starting, I was like, oh, he about to drop like 40. Because I remember saying something before the game started. I was like, Halliburton might drop 50. I was just joking, but I'm like, the way he started, I'm like, I might be right. And then he just went down with an injury, and I was like, no. So I feel bad for him. Congrats to OKC though. Yeah, I don't. As far as next season goes, I don't know who's gonna win it next year. I think OKC, they could go back to back. Honestly, I could see the Thunder going back to back, bro. They're just one of the powerhouses in the NBA, bro. I mean, there's so many teams that can compete with them. But I mean, they're so young still, and they have a young head coach. They have such a young team. Like they're not even like old. Like Shai's not even that old. I mean, I think this is the start of a dynasty for OKC. I think this is it. This finals win, this is the start of a dynasty, bro. I think they could go on like a Chicago Bulls type run, you know what I'm saying, or Golden State, where they just can keep making the finals, bro. Like, because they're that good. Like, Shai is that talented. He MVP candidate. I think he's the best player in the NBA right now, and I don't think it's a debate. I think he's literally gonna be the next face of the NBA. A lot of people say like you know, whenever LeBron retires, who's the next face of the NBA? It's gonna be like Anthony Edwards or like Jason Tatum or Victor Wembanyama. I still think those guys are contention, but low-key right now, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro. It's Shai. Like, it's not even a debate. This guy is an incredible player, bro. He's got so much potential. He's so good with the mid-range, bro. He just makes the game look so easy, bro. Like the way he plays, you just watch him. A lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, he's a free throw merchant." Like, bro, like, all right, like he still drops his points. He still knows how to get his shot, knows how to attack. Like, he's got the size, and he knows how to get his teammates going. You know, J-Dub, you know, Chet is a really good defender. J-Dub, he can score at any night. You know, they just got so many people. There's such a good defensive team as well, bro. They don't just they excel on both sides of the basketball so well. But the one thing they dominated in Game 7 was their defense. Their defense was insane. Like I saw in the second half, bro. Indiana couldn't do anything offensively, bro. They just looked dysfunctional in that second half. And you could tell it made a difference when Tyrese wasn't playing, because when Tyrese plays, he sets everything up for the team, and that's what made a difference. But without him, bro, they can't set everything up the way they want to. So you could just tell in that second half, bro. TJ McConnell, my phone's low. TJ McConnell had a good third quarter, but I mean after that, bro, I mean they didn't really have nobody else step up. I mean Mathurin was pretty solid in that fourth quarter, but they just didn't have enough. I mean it's just hard without Halliburton, especially against a powerhouse OKC team. So, but the Pacers are my respect. I didn't really like the Pacers that much at first. But, I mean, after this playoffs, they really earned my respect, man. I really have respect for that young team. They fought hard, man. And I wish them the best of luck. I wish Tyrese the best of luck with his injury healing up. I hope he heals up. I hope his recovery goes well. So, yeah. Pacers got my respect, man. They got such a bright future, man. And they're still not old either. They're still relatively young as well. Indiana, they still got a lot of time. Halliburton isn't old. I mean, they still got it. I think they'll make it back. I don't see it happening next year. I think it's probably going to take a couple more years for them to go back. I don't think it's going to happen next year. I think probably to come out the East it'll be like either New York or Cleveland. I think it's going to be something different. So, especially with Halliburton missing all of next year. I just don't see them going back again next year. I think within the next like 3 years-ish, maybe like 2028 we're looking at. I think they make it back to the finals then, like 2020, maybe 2027. I don't see them making it next year though. I think it's gonna be something different than next year, but especially without Hallie, that's gonna be tough. I still think they'll compete. They'll be up there. Rick Carlisle is a good head coach. He'll get that team to compete, especially after their run. They're way more, looked at now. I just don't see them making it back. But we'll see. I don't know. The Knicks are getting a new head coach, so I don't know. That could play into effect, and plus they don't have as much depth, so I don't know. Not anything can happen. It probably might be even Cleveland if anything. And Milwaukee's probably in rebuild mode. I mean, they're looking to trade Giannis, so I don't know about the Bucks right now. There's so many teams that could come up. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's probably just gonna be Orlando or New York. So yeah, The West, it's probably running through OKC. Minnesota, they got a shot. I like what they're doing. They could run it back. Um, Denver's still there. Jokic, she's still a really talented player. I think Nuggets, they could make it back. I could see them going back to the finals next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver makes it. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so I obviously want the Lakers, if I'm being for real. That's probably going to be LeBron's last season, so I'm rooting for the Lakers. But, yeah, man, it was really good Game 7. This finals is one of the most entertaining finals in, like, in a while, honestly. I haven't watched the finals kind of this entertaining since, like, I think, like, 2022, 2021, Warriors Celtics, or Suns Bucks was really good, too. The last two finals have been kind of disappointing. I mean, the Mavs Celtics last year just wasn't great. The Celtics winning was fine. Like, I like Tatum winning, but I mean, the overall finals just wasn't great. I mean, it ended in 5, and it was just mostly blowouts. And then 2023 Nuggets Heat, I just didn't like it that much either. Warriors Celtics was good. I mean, mainly because Steph was going crazy. I was rooting for the Celtics that year, but I probably shouldn't even root for the Celtics because I'm a Lakers fan. But yeah, I mean, honestly. Yeah, I think the last one I really enjoyed was Suns Bucks for real. 2021. That was a really fun. That was a really fun finals. A lot of people don't talk about that one, but I really thought that was a really underrated final. Suns and Bucks. Giannis. I mean, the Suns were up like 2-0, I think, right? And the Bucks they won 4 straight. They won in 6. So I really thought that was a good series as well. I thought that was entertaining. But yeah, this is the first like. A lot of people said this finals wasn't gonna be great. I don't know, the way I watched the Pacers in the playoffs and how good the Thunder were, I thought it was going to be a really good series. I was not shocked at all that it went to 7. I didn't think it was going to go to 7. I thought Thunder were going to win the 6, but I still thought it was going to be competitive. But yeah, but this is still a really good finals. This is, I think it's like a top 3 one of the decade. I think the last decade at least, since 2015. I mean, honestly, the top one is 2016, blocked by James. You know, y'all, if you know, you know. But, and then after that, it's probably like, I don't know, it might be this one. Or, yeah, because obviously 2017 and 18 weren't that good. I mean, it's Warriors and Cavs again, they just weren't good. 2019 Raptors Warriors was okay. KD got hurt, and Clay got hurt that year, so Raptors, it wasn't that good of a finals. The 2020 Lakers Heat, it was good because Lakers won. I was a Lakers fan, so I think it goes down to like this year. It goes like number 1 is probably like 2016. After that, the top 3 it's probably gonna be like Milwaukee, Phoenix, and then probably this year's 2025. And then after that, it's probably Warriors Celtics. Cause yeah, so I don't know. NBA Finals just hasn't felt the same since like back then, man. 2016 it was just something special. That was probably one of the greatest finals I've ever watched in NBA history. So it was just something special to watch, man. The block by James moment, man. It was, yeah. I've been a LeBron James fan my whole life, so pretty much everywhere he goes, like y'all know, like when he was on the Heat, I cheer for the Heat. When he was on the Cavs, I cheer for the Cavs. When he's on the Lakers, I cheer for the Lakers. So it's like I'm kind of a LeBron James bandwagon. Think about it, but I love LeBron. He's my favorite player, my favorite basketball player of all time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Game 7, really awesome, man. Bright future, but let's get into this KD to the Rockets trade. So y'all didn't know. Also, the same day of the finals, Game 7, KD got traded to the Rockets. Low key, I didn't expect it. I kind of thought he'd go to like San Antonio. I didn't think San Antonio. I thought like Miami possibly. I think the Heat, Spurs, and Rockets were the 3 teams that were the front runners, and he ended up going to Houston. I think they traded for. I think Houston traded Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and I think it was like a couple second-round picks, I believe, and the 10th pick for this year. So, yeah, I don't know. The Suns might have won the trade because you get a younger piece in Jalen Green who's still got potential to do some great things, along with Devin Booker, and you got a really good defender, Dylan Brooks, plus some draft picks. They also got the number 10 pick, so you can get a really good player and some additional second-round picks as well. So, I don't know. I mean, KD can still drop numbers at his age. It makes the Rockets a title contender for sure. For sure, of course, yeah. The Rockets are going to be a title contender. I think acquiring KD, now you got Amen Thompson, who had a really good season last year. And then they still got Şengün, they still got Jabari Smith, who's a really good defender. So I think the Rockets, acquiring KD. I didn't think it was going to be good for them since they're a young team. I thought, and since they're a young team, maybe you just got to build off of it. Maybe you got to build around, just add more pieces. You got to add some veteran pieces, but also just keep it young. You know what I'm saying? Like, add a good young core. But I mean, trading for KD just makes them a title contender for now. They were already a number 2 seed last year, so we'll see. There's still probably a few teams that take them over. I'd still take like OKC and Denver over them, to be honest with y'all. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's still a good amount of teams. There's still Minnesota. Dallas has the #1 pick this year. They get Cooper Flag. They could be a really good team next year. They still got Kyrie. Remember, y'all. They still got Anthony Davis, bro. And they still got Klay Thompson. They still got some good pieces. Lively. I think they still got Gafford, PJ Washington. Dallas gets Cooper Flag, man. They could be a contender. A lot of people are going to forget about that, but they got the #1 pick. Or they could trade that for Giannis. They get Giannis and AD? Oh, like, what? Like, bro, who's stopping that, bro? There ain't nobody driving to the paint against the Mavericks if you got Giannis and AD on the same team. Like, how do you take a layup against one of those dudes? But anyway, yeah, I don't know. The West is stacked. I mean, you still got the Lakers. You still got the Clippers. Clippers are still good. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard had a good season last year. Timberwolves are still there. There's just a lot of good teams. Golden State. They still got Steph Curry. They still got Jimmy Buckets. Even the Warriors, I mean, Curry doesn't get hurt, but they probably make the finals, honestly. Curry doesn't get hurt against the Timberwolves in that series. Warriors, they look like they were going to make a run because, like, before that Jimmy Butler trade, they weren't as good. A lot of people, they looked like they were going to miss the play-in, probably. And then afterwards, they get Jimmy Butler. They went on this huge turnaround on their season. They make the play-in. They get the 7th seed. They beat the Rockets. Then they lose in the second round to Minnesota. But Curry got injured. I think it was like during Game 1 or after. I can't remember. And they ended up winning Game 1. I think it was during Game 1, but they were winning. They were up. So and then after that, they just lost the rest of the games. I think they lost in 5. So yeah, but Anthony Edwards is still only 23. This guy's going to be an epic rising star. You still got San Antonio. A lot of people, I think San Antonio's up and coming next year. You forgot they had a really good start to the season and they kind of just fell apart. But they get Giannis and Wemby. That's raps. That's raps for the league. Like it's raps. Like it's not. That wouldn't be fair. Like Wemby is essentially Giannis. I mean, think about it, just a better shooter, pretty much. I mean, Giannis used to shoot well in his younger days, if y'all don't remember, but he added on a lot of weight and muscle, so he can't shoot as well as he used to, but he's still a freak. Giannis is still only, 30? He's still in his prime. You add him with Wemby, who's, this is about to be his 3rd year in the league. And then you got De'Aaron Fox, too, and you got Steven Castle. You got a really good young team. The Spurs they could be at best a top 5 seed in the West. I could see that. They get Giannis, they could honestly be top 3. They'd be up there with the OKCs of the world and Denver and freaking LA. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. But this KD the Rock and Houston as well. So I don't know, the West is stacked, man. There's so many really good teams. We'll see how it goes, bro. West is really stacked right now. So yeah, I'm excited for the next season. But now I got no basketball to watch. Pretty much. I mean, there's the WNBA, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, now I got no basketball to watch. But yeah, just on KD Rock's reaction, I'm gonna rate the trade a C. It's okay, but it's average. It's all right. It kind of makes them title contenders, but we're not really sure. There's still teams that we probably put over them. I don't know. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work. I don't know. I don't know if Houston, but they still got a really good head coach in Ime Udoka. They still got some really good young pieces, and KD is a guy that's won championships before. He's been there, done that, been in the playoffs. He's still putting up good numbers. He's 36 years old, or 30. I can't remember. 36, 37. I can't remember. I don't remember the ages, but I know whether he's around. But he's still a veteran. Still put up good points. He's still a superstar player. So, hey, I don't know. We'll see what happens in Houston. Anyway, let's talk about our next topic. Let's talk about. Question is, have the Thunder built a dynasty after Game 7? We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the podcast, and I think they did. It's for sure that they did build a dynasty. I think this is the start of something special for OKC. I think I could see them winning 2 or 3 more rings with this squad with J-Dub, Shai, Chet, I mean, I think at some point, I think they're probably gonna at some point trade Chet. I don't think Chet's gonna be on the Thunder for a while. I think J-Dub and Shai are locks for the future of this team. Shai is the face of the franchise. He ain't leaving. He's probably gonna stay the rest of his career with OKC, to be honest with y'all. Um, but yeah, this big three of Shai, J-Dub, and Chet is just something special in OKC, bro. I mean, they got Lou Dort, excellent defender. They got Caruso they picked up. That was an awesome pickup, bro. And them getting Hartenstein as well. They had really they did a really good job in the offseason picking up those important pieces. That was important to their championship run this offseason, just picking up those veteran pieces like Caruso, who's been to the finals, and he's a really good defender. You also get Hartenstein, who's tall, who's lengthy, can rebound. So that was huge. But I think they definitely have built a dynasty. I think it's the start of something special for OKC. But yeah, the Thunder, yeah, they're gonna be really good for a long time. I mean, crazy. They used to not too long ago, but they only won like 20 games. They were like a 21 team. I remember the time they were at the bottom of the league. Now they're on top. They're champions now. Just last year, that's when they started to make their big run push. I think the year before that they were like in the play-in, but you saw their potential. And now they're NBA champions. So happy for OKC. Congrats to Shai. Really good season. Yeah. But let's get on to our next topic. Let's talk about. Cut off for a second. My fault. All right, so let's get on to the next topic. Let's talk about, could the WNBA outgrow the NBA? And that's a tough question. You can go either way with this. The WNBA, if you guys noticed, the NBA, they've kind of been dropping in viewers. If you guys have noticed, like during the regular season, especially, not many people watch it. Like a lot of people watch the finals because it got good. But if you guys noticed, like in game 1, I saw something that said like this is the least watched finals in like since like 2016 or something like that. Like that's crazy. It went up once Game 7 hit, because it's Game 7. There's not seen a Game 7 in like 9 years. So obviously, a lot of people tuned into it eventually. But like, I don't know if you guys look, most of the NBA season, bro, the viewers, it kind of took a fall off. And you look at the WNBA, bro, they have a high rise in viewers, and you can say mainly because Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is an incredible basketball player. I think she's got a really great future coming for her. She's the next face of the league, bro. I mean, she's pretty much already the face of the league at this point, bro. This is already the second year of the league, bro. Like, all you talk about, you hear WNBA, bro, you think of Caitlin Clark right now. That's what you're thinking. There's already other players. Like, the WNBA's got such a bright future coming. You know, got players like Caitlin Clark, got Angel Reese, you got Paige Beckers, and then soon it's going to be Juju Watkins. Like, these are names people know now, and like, now you start in NBA dropping in viewers. Now you're starting to think like, dang man, now the WNBA started. People are starting to watch this now. You see Caitlin Clark is getting the millions of viewers now. Like you look at every post, it's like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese or something like that from the WNBA. Like in the NBA, it's like, what's going on? Like there's a drop in viewers. So I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting question to ask. Like, I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. Like, could the WNBA actually outgrow the NBA at some point in the future? Because like, I mean, you look at it, WNBA is on the rise. The NBA is kind of on the low now. It's at like its lowest point in a while. So like, I don't know. But the finals from this year might help it get back up a little bit. The NBA, so we'll see. But I don't know. The WNBA. I mean, you look at the viewers, but they're growing because of Caitlin Clark mainly. But like, you know, Caitlin Clark is a really good basketball player and everything. And I don't know. And they're starting. You see all these videos of like fights and everything. Like the girls, they're just like hustling, playing basketball. You know, Caitlin Clark getting in fights with people. I don't know if it's that jealousy of her stardom in the league. It could be. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. I can see. I just don't see it yet. I still think the NBA is still going to be higher. Like, but the WNBA is definitely on the rise to become something bigger than it is right now than it ever was. To be honest with y'all, like it's definitely bigger than it has been. Like it's been at its best, at its highest point. Because mainly, you know, Caitlin Clark going to the league and Angel Reese and what they brought from college, especially at LSU and Iowa. So that's a tough question. But to my answer to that, like, it could, but I don't see it happening like right this moment. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it really, to be honest. I don't think the WNBA can outgrow the NBA for real. Like, I don't know. Again, I could be wrong in the future. I don't know. I can't see the future, so this is just my guess. Like, I'm just assuming. I'm just gonna. My answer is like no. But, like, I could see it definitely being like on the bridge of it, like definitely right there. I'm saying, like, I don't know, because the WNBA, you look at the viewers, they're growing. So I don't know, bro. It's tough. Anyway, let's get to the next question here. Let's get so what's Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers gonna look like? So obviously I'm a Steelers fan, so let's talk. We're gonna talk football. We're just talking a lot of basketball, NBA finals. Now let's talk NFL a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And NFL season's up next. We got training camp coming up in July soon. June's about to be over. Today's like, I think, the 24th, I think. So training camp's coming up on the come up, and preseason's almost here. So, but I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm here to talk about Aaron Rodgers. So, what's Captain Rodgers gonna look like? So, how I feel about Captain Rodgers? Could he make the Steelers a contender? So here's my answer to that question. Yes. A lot of people say Aaron Rodgers is washed up, right? Say he can't play anymore, he can't throw no more because of his last season on the Jets. Like, yes, it was bad. It wasn't like anything good. But he was just, first of all, he was coming off a bad ACL injury, and also he was just in a bad system. Like, I mean, they didn't really, I don't know, they didn't really have a functional coach system. Like, I mean, their defense wasn't as good as it was the year before, and like they just couldn't do anything. It was just a bad environment. Offensive line wasn't great, and like, and they just didn't have they didn't have a head coach either. So like, but if you look at the numbers, like Rodgers, I think it was like he had like a 28-11 interception ratio or something like that. That's not bad, or is it? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it might be like 28-9 or something. I don't know. It might have been lower, but if you look at his stats, they're not even that bad. Like, Rodgers had a pretty decent season if you actually look at his stats. Like, it was just but they just look at the situation as if like, yeah, like, oh yeah, Rodgers is washed up, but he didn't really heat up till like the end of the season, so I don't know. But I think that's when he started to get comfortable. I think early in the season, but yeah, he was just in a bad situation. But I think here's the thing: now that he's in like a functional coach system in Pittsburgh, he's got Mike Tomlin, he's got a good receiver in DK Metcalf, he's got a running game, he's got an offensive line that, it still needs to prove itself a little bit, but if it could do good. It could do well this season because we got a lot of pieces on there. Zach Frazier's great. We got Seumalo, Troy Fautanu, who was a rookie last year. He was injured, but hopefully he can play great if he can stay healthy. Zach Frazier's like a top 3. He's gonna be a top 3 center probably next year. Seumalo's solid, and then Broderick Jones. Hopefully him going back on the left side, he can prove himself a little bit. He had a rough season last year, so he needs to prove himself. And then we got Mason McCormick. Mason McCormick, he showed some flashes. He's got a chance to prove himself next year. So we got an up and coming offensive line. And we got a good running back. We got Jalen Warren. We drafted Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson has insane potential, bro, to be a star. So and Jalen Warren, we all know what he can do. He's a really good running back. He's not a running back, the first guy that we look at. He's a tough and physical runner, but he's not like. We need a guy that can kind of make the big play. Warren can make the big play, but it's not as like crazy, ever so often. But anyway, they traded George Pickens this offseason. I thought we were gonna get Pickens and Metcalf wide receiver deal, but we didn't. So, it is what it is. We got to deal with it. So, yeah, I think the Steelers, they can do great things. With Rodgers having that system, I know a lot of people saying fire Tomlin, because the standard is a standard, 9-8 every single year. Every single year, the standard is a standard, right? We get to like 9-8, what, like 9-8, 10-7. We make the first round of the playoffs. We get eliminated the wild card. That's what we haven't won a playoff game in 9 years, by the way, guys. This has been since 2016. I graduated high school, bro. We haven't won a playoff game. Last time we won a playoff game, I was like 9 years old, bro. Like, it's been since 2016 since we last won a playoff game, bro. So, I was 9, boy. We couldn't at least get one playoff win before the end of my childhood, bro. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. I just remember the AB days, Antonio Brown, like, going crazy and stuff. Hey, Ben Roethlisberger. But yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of wrong about Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to prove a lot of people wrong this season. I think I didn't like the option at first, but I mean, I saw like Justin Fields signed with the Jets, Russell Wilson signed with the Giants. So I was like, at this point, I'll just take it. I mean, I don't know. He's got better traits. I mean, I don't know. He can get because if you look at it, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are like one read quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is like a multiple read guy. Like, he's got a Super Bowl ring. So I preferably wanted Justin Fields, obviously, because he's younger, has potential, and he wasn't bad last year. In the system, he didn't play bad. He wasn't lights out. Like, he wasn't going crazy or no, but he definitely played good, like solid. But Rodgers protects the football as well. So I mean, the downfall. I mean, Russell Wilson last year was kind of bad. I mean, we had a 10-3 start, and then we just after that schedule came, we just had some bad losses. So that kind of affected the team. So yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are not excited for this season. I'm not hyped up like I was last year, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued to see what happens. With Rodgers. Hopefully this works out. I think Rodgers. If you ride with like Mason Rudolph or Will Howard, he's still young. He's got potential to be a starter. And I like Will Howard. I wasn't again with Rodgers and Will Howard. It took me time to kind of like the picks. Like the Steelers picking them up. But I like Will Howard's attitude ever since he got to Pittsburgh. He's a hard worker. He's a good kid. He wants to be the best version of himself he can be, and I respect that. I respect his character. And Rodgers, he's a good mentor for Will Howard. So I think it's a really good pick. I think if you go in the season like Mason Rudolph, Mason Rudolph's a good backup to have. I think at best you win like 10 games with Mason Rudolph, and I don't think you win a Super Bowl. I think with Aaron Rodgers you win a Super Bowl. I think he gives you the best chance to win it all. I mean, he's been there, done that. He has that playoff experience. So I mean, I know with the Packers that towards the end of his career, it didn't work out in the playoffs again. Some unlucky situations, but he's not the same MVP Aaron Rodgers you saw a couple of years back. But he's still got an arm. He's still got excellent football IQ. He knows how to play, and he still can read the defense. So, offensive line protects him this year. He gets DK Metcalf the ball. We run the ball effectively, and we still got an elite defense. Hopefully, TJ Watt, we can bring him back on an extension because I know he's been holding out a mini camp because of that extension. So that's what I'm worried about. But we still got a really elite defense. We still got, if you extend Watt, you still got Watt. You got Highsmith. You got Herbig on edge. We still got Keanu Benton. We drafted Derek Harmon. He's going to be a really good pick. And then you got Cam Hayward still. This is probably going to be his last year. Or he's probably, or two maybe. I'm not sure. And you still got Joey Porter Jr. This probably be his third year in the league. So hopefully he makes a big jump in year 3. And you got Darius Slay. They picked up in free agency. You still got Minka. You still got an elite defense. You got all these pieces. And you got Patrick Queen, a linebacker. A little bit of a down season last year, but hopefully he can rebound. And you still got Peyton Wilson, who's an up-and-coming young player. Really good rookie season. Hopefully, I expect big things out of Peyton Wilson this year. So, yeah, you still got a really good, talented defense there as well, along with a good coaching system. And I know we're in a tough division and a tough conference, all right? The Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons of the world. I understand that. I completely do. That's not going to be easy. We still got... Cleveland is questions. Like, there's a ton of questions in Cleveland. A lot of people aren't worried about the Browns. I mean, their quarterback situation is so weird right now. I don't know who their starter is going to be. I don't know if it's Flacco, Gabriel, Shadur, Pickett. Like, it don't matter. Like, they got so many questions. But yeah, Cincinnati and Baltimore. Baltimore, we all know how good they are. They got Lamar, they got Derrick Henry. But with, I really think we have a good chance to compete next year. A lot of people are counting us out. They count us out every year, but I think the Steelers can. We get 10 wins. 10. I think our ceiling is at least like 12 wins. I think this team can win 12 games. They got the pieces to win it. Like, we still have an elite. Yeah, like I said, we have an elite defense. I know we probably need to get another receiver after we traded Pickens. I kind of wish we probably traded Pickens during the draft. We drafted another receiver, to replace him or something like that, or we at least got someone in free agency. But we haven't picked anyone up yet, so I don't know who we're gonna get. So I don't know if we're still trading for someone, but I mean, obviously, yeah, I don't know what's going to see the receiver position, but yeah. But I think here's the thing with Pittsburgh, like, I think our ceiling is 12 games, and I think the floor is probably like 7 and 10. I think 12 and 5 is the ceiling. Like, I think 7 and 10 is the floor, maybe 6 and 11. I don't know, probably 7 and 10. But I mean, Mike told me, the Sanders he's never had a losing season. Everyone said that, but it's not enough. We need to win a Super Bowl. We need to win one. You know, when you get that seventh party, like making the playoffs and getting a winning record, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. All that matters is championships, bro. That's what people look at. And when is the last time people look at the Steelers as a contender? It hasn't been since like what 2017, or 18, since people have actually said, "Oh yeah, the Steelers might actually win the Super Bowl." Like it's been since then. Like 2017, that was like a goated year. Like we actually had like a okay defense that year, like and one of the top offenses. But you know the deal. Jesse James drop. If you know, you know. If you're a Steelers fan, but yeah. But I'm optimistic for next year. You know, I'm not hyped, but I'm optimistic. You know, I'm excited about a few things, but I'm also nervous about a couple. So we'll see how next season goes for Pittsburgh. Yeah, the NFL, it's gonna be tough. You know, there's so many really good teams. Yeah, I mean, you still got the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So it's gonna be interesting to watch the NFL season next year, how it goes. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the second episode of this podcast, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna have more of these coming up week by week. Hopefully, we can do it. I'm gonna try and upload more. I know I promised it back in January, and I kind of failed to do that. That's on me. I was trying to, but yeah, I'm gonna try and be more active now. This is a little bit of a longer episode. I'm probably gonna have these episodes at least. Hopefully, I can try at least get an hour, but I don't know. It's usually hard when you're by yourself, so hopefully I can probably try and get more people on so we can have actual. But it's kind of hard to get a little bit of a longer episode by yourself, so I don't know. But when we have more people, you have more opinions, you know, then you can get a little bit longer episodes. But yeah, this was longer than the first episode, but yeah, really excited to see where this podcast goes. Hopefully we can do some good things with it. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Hopefully we can get some guests on the Sit with Sean podcast. But yeah, anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, more uploads coming soon. I'm not gonna promise. Again, I made a promise back in January I was gonna upload. I'm not gonna promise that again. I'm not sure. All right, I hate to say that because I want to be able to be honest and say that I'm gonna be sure to upload. Again, there might be a time where I might not upload for another couple weeks or so. I'm gonna try to stay on schedule with my episodes. I'm kind of developing. I'm a young podcast. I was in high school. I was a little bit busy, so it can be busy sometimes. So but now I just graduated and everything. So now hopefully I can upload a little bit more often. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. See y'all in the next episode. Deuces.